What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Enigmatica 2 Expert. Oh yeah, guys. So since last episode, I kind of went around the base and got rid of all the torches. Yeah. Did some painted glowstone. We made the painting machine from Ender.io a little while ago, and I've been using this for facades and stuff. But I decided to put some glowstone in here, make painted glowstone, and then replace all the blocks that torches were sitting on with the painted glowstone that are painted with a block of quartz. Now, it does look a little weird, I agree, when it's up against a block. There's like some lighting weirdness going on, but you know, can't really do much about that, I suppose. So yeah, pretty much all the torches that we had on top of the base, those are all gone. All the torches are on the floor of the base are all gone. I did not mess with any of the torches outside. I feel like those are fine, but all the ones inside the base, we have pretty much gotten rid of, unless we need to light something up like this right here. You can see there are yellow X's right there. So unless there's something like that, pretty much all the torches have been removed. This over here, I do have a torch and I didn't check. Yeah, I don't really know if there's anything we can do about that. We have all this arcane stone here, so I can use my wand and place all of these blocks on top of it so they all get changed by our daisies here. Probably just gonna go ahead and leave that all alone. So I'll turn off F7. That seems to hurt FPS a bit by leaving that on. Yeah, unfortunately, we weren't able to remove every single torch on the base, but, you know, pretty much all the ones that are on the floor, like I was talking about, have been removed. And then there are some slight little lighting things. Whatever. Just deal with it. It's not that big of a deal. But we are able to light up the ceiling and stuff now, which is pretty cool. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, last episode, we were working on trying to make this angle sight stuff, and we saw that the Infinity Booster card actually used a couple of those, so we wanted to make this thing, but, yeah, there's still more to do here. So we were able to make these prescient crystals, or however you pronounce that. That is the shulker with the vibrant crystal, and I said that I wanted to get a way to automatically craft these things. Yeah, so a soul vial you can craft with a powered spawner, I do believe. Let's take a look at a powered spawner. So a powered spawner from Ender.io can spawn monsters just like a regular spawner, except you give it power. Now it has two modes. It can either spawn a monster, or it can capture the soul of the spawned monsters. Yeah, so what that means is we can set one of these up so it can do a shulker, and we can set one up so it does an enderman, and then whenever we need either of those, we can just say, hey, craft me one of these in a bottle, and I'll do that. Now, it's not super fast, but it will be able to do some stuff here. Now, we need to get some soul machine chassis in order to do this. In last episode, we saw that we could do this, but we didn't have a recipe set up for that, so we should set up one. It looks like we can do it in the alloy smelter or the induction smelter. Probably alloy smelter makes more sense for us to craft one of those because it is from Ender.io, right? So let's go ahead. We'll do one of these and we'll put that over into our alloy smelter. This is set to alloys only. Oh, and we're full. Okay. If I go alloy smelter. Right, so I do have another one on the back for more space. So now we can do that. So if I do a soul machine chassis, craft, we are missing the titanium aluminide plates. Right, we were missing those last time too. So let's make a recipe for that. Titanium aluminide plate. So this is just a titanium aluminide ingot put through either the metal press, a compactor. Do we have extra space in our metal press? No, compactor. Yeah, this is what I want to look at. Yeah, so I did make another recipe here, or another interface on the back of our plate compactor. So we can throw one of those in there. So let's do that. So a titanium aluminide plate. I don't know if we have a recipe to make more of the titanium aluminide stuff. Hopefully we do, because we will run out eventually. Okay, so now we can do the soul machine chassis. We wanted two of those for two powered spawners. So it looks like we have everything ready to go. And everything's just crafting fine. Yep, looks like that went through just fine. Cool. All right, so we have two soul machine chassis. So back to the powered spawner. We need electrical steel ingots, which we have on auto craft. So let's craft up 10 of those. Should be fine. We only need 8, but 10 should be fine. We need vibrant crystals, and we have those on auto craft. So let's craft up 4 of those. And we need Z logic. We don't have Z logic. Okay, so that's another one we need to do. So this is in the slice and splice. I don't remember if we had a slice and splice. We do. Looks like everything is ready to go. We just need to make a pattern for that. So let's do that guy. Slice and splice with this. Now we don't need that. This looks correct. Okay. So slice and splice, and we want a Z logic. Well, actually, we want 2 of them. Interesting sounds. Cool. So we have that. So now we should be able to make 2 powered spawners. Why don't I have the other chassis? What happened to it? Didn't we make 2 of those? I'm pretty sure we made 2 of those. Okay. Now we're missing titanium aluminide ingots. How do we make those? Titanium aluminide. I don't remember. We have made them in the past, obviously, but I don't remember how they are made. Alloy furnace. Okay. So titanium plus aluminum. We can do it in the alloy smelter. No, we can do it in the electric arc furnace. Is that like the best way of doing it? 7 and 3 for 3. And if we do in the alloy furnace, 7 and 3 for 3. I don't remember if we even have this alloy furnace set up anywhere. So let's just use our electric arc furnace, I guess. Okay. Whoa, quest complete, powered spawner. Okay, I like it. Yeah, you know what? The arc furnace, I don't think we've used for anything so far. To be completely honest. Electric arc furnace. All right. So there we go. Now we can craft that. So if I want to do the machine chassis, this one, is everything happy? It looks like it. Now, hopefully we can craft these things up. Oh yeah, it looks like they're crafting just fine in our electric arc furnace. We just made 3 of them at least. Cool. All right, so yep, everything is good now. Awesome. Oh, here's where the other soul machine chassis was, in this terminal. I kind of wish these terminals shared the same inventory. Okay, well, whatever. We have another one for later. And now we can auto-craft other things. It's all good. Okay, so now that we have that, we need to get ourselves a shulker. Yep. And then we need to get ourselves a broken mob spawner. So we have a silverfish, a skeleton, and a zombie. You know what? Let's take the zombie. That should be fine. I'm pretty sure... Can't you combine the broken spawner with this and that? Okay, so we're taking the broken spawner with the shulker soul vial. That should convert it to a shulker broken spawner, I do believe. Yeah, so broken spawner with the shulker. Now if we take that and combine it on an anvil, 16 levels, and then we can have a powered spawner. Does this show the NBT data? No, it doesn't. Okay, so we need 16 levels. Let's grab that out of this guy. 10, 16, cool. Okay, this and this. And the anvil's broken. All right, so, oh wait, it says right here. Yeah, shulker cost multiplier 1.0x. So I haven't used a powered spawner in a long time. These do require a capacitor in order to work. It says spawn or capture, okay? And then, yeah, I guess we can configure the IO for the input and the output of the items that we want to put in there. Cool, and then, yeah, we need a capacitor. All right, so let's just do 2 octadics because that is like the... Oh, we can't do that because we are missing lead blocks. Interesting. Yeah, this is one of the problems where recipes require like blocks of items and you have like the blocks being made because you have ingots going into a compacting drawer. All right, now we should be able to do that. So octadic capacitor, we want 2 of them. And we're missing charged draconium blocks. Okay, so I guess we never set up an auto craft for that. So we are going to need to do this. Charged draconium. this requires 1 draconium block and 1 draconium block. Okay. So draconium. I guess we can just craft up a few of these just to make our life that much easier for later. So we can just place that here. So that'll do its thing. It'll probably take a minute. So let me go ahead. I'll just craft up a few of these. We'll get the rest of this going and then we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. So looking ahead, so we are going to need more than just having the shulker. Yep. And the enderman. We are, in fact, going to need villagers. We need a villager soul vial plus an emerald to make enticing crystals. So I came over here to a village just to the west of our base. This butcher looks just fine. So I'll put him into a soul vial and then we'll do the same thing. Put him into a broken spawner and then make another powered spawner out of him. All right, so let's go back to the base. So over here, I set up our 2 powered spawners that we made. We have one for shulker, it's set to the capture mode. And then we have one for enderman, again, set to capture, both with the octadic capacitors in there. If we go to the configure IO and we look to the top, you can see this is set to push pull. You can do disabled, none, pull, push, push, pull. So this is what we want. So that it accepts items from the top and then I'll push items into that side when it's done processing. So if we tell it to make, well, yeah, soul vial, if we look at this, if we tell it to make a shulker or we tell it to make an enderman, both of those are just fine. They are both doing their thing like so. And we will get soul vials with the captured mob souls in them whenever we want. Very good. Okay, so now we need another broken spawner, and the only thing we have left is a silverfish. I honestly don't think we need the silverfish spawner for anything. I almost wonder if it'd be better just to hold on to it. Maybe we need silverfish or something. I don't know. Maybe it'd be better to hold on to that and go to like the Twilight Forest. That dimension generally has a bunch of spawners that you can just break. I think I might go do that and then set up this villager soul vial just the same way. So yeah, let me go ahead and get another broken spawner. We'll set another one up and we'll continue on, guys. Okay, guys, so we have now a villager spawner here set to capture. Same setup as the other ones. Yep, exactly the same. So now we came over here into our soul binder. We put a pattern for 1 soul vial with the villager plus an emerald is going to equal an enticing crystal. So we can now do that whenever we want to. So our soul vials, yeah, we got 3 different ones on auto craft at this point. I'm going to go ahead and craft up a villager. We have to make yet one more. I know, we keep doing more and more of these things. I eventually went ahead and I put powered spawner on an auto craft. Anyway, so yeah, we need to make a sentient ender. This is another item that requires yet another soul vial. So we have to have a witch. So we can either make it nighttime and go out and hunt for a witch and capture one and try and do that. Or we can do the Minecraft method, the vanilla method. You take a villager and you hit it with lightning and then it turns into a witch, right? So if we look in our system here, lightning, I guess I spelled it wrong. Lightning, yeah, we have an engraved thunder, charge and launch lightning orbs. So we got this as a reward at some point, I am pretty sure. So you just right click it and pretty much wherever, whoop, not here. Wherever you send it, it should set on fire. So if you charge it, I guess you can shoot it. If you just right click it, it just drops right on top of you, I suppose is how that works. So it says triple shot. This thing keeps changing and I'm not exactly sure what's causing it to change. Yeah, I was doing single shot. No, it's doing triple shot. Anyway, so we can place this guy down. It's a butcher. And turn it to a witch. All right, so now we have a witch and a soul vial. Is this thing still on triple shot? Yeah, I'm not sure what's causing that. Does it shift while you're... Oh, you left click the ground and that changes it. That is like the most stupid way to change a thing. I'm just saying. I'm not saying, I'm just saying that is a pretty stupid way of changing modes. Okay. So it's left clicking the ground is what was changing that. Okay. So we can repair this thing in our repairer. Yep. I'm sure we can enchant it with like unbreaking and other things like that. I don't know. but that's not necessary. So we have a witch, and then in the twilight, I was able to find 3 swarm spiders, 2 hostile wolves, and then I guess 3 skeleton druids. One of the skeleton druids we turned into the villager spawner. So we'll just use another one of those. So we have plenty of these broken spawners. So this just needs to go over into our soul binder once again, and that'll automatically fill up with XP because of our export bus on the back. We are going to need 16 levels. And I made a new anvil here. So the power spawner I already have in my inventory, and then we need the broken spawner, which should now be in here as a witch. Okay, here we go. So this one, and here we go, another powered spawner. So now we need another octatic. Oh boy. Oh, look at this. We are missing grains of infinity. I know we have a lot of it. I know we have a lot. So we have the double compressed infinity dust block. And we were doing a thing before where we were sagmilling this to get like extras of these or extras of these. I can't remember exactly what it was. It's been a while. I'm going to go ahead and figure that out. I don't want to use up all of our grains of infinity if we are using these two for making more, because we haven't done that in a while. So let me go ahead and set up the rest of this. Yeah, I'm probably going to end up moving this experience obelisk because that'll look weird with the power spawner above it. I did remove some extra blocks. I might even move these things down here. Yeah, I'm not sure. But anyway, let me go ahead and continue on, and we'll be right back, guys. All right, so our witch spawner is hooked up, and we're able to now make our sentient enders. Yep, we have all that done. So now I'm kind of thinking about how we're going to start working on these things. Now, this is going to be something that I know we're going to need a lot of, right? So we need 2 of it just for this infinity booster card. So we could just craft that right away and make that. But I kind of want to work on getting these auto craftable. Yeah, because they're going to be used in quite a few things. Yeah, pretty much all of the end game items require them. And I'd rather just be able to tell the system, hey, craft up like 100 of them. For every one of these infinity catalysts, we need one. And those are used in, yeah, you need a bunch of those to make an infinity ingot. And you need the infinity ingots to make a whole bunch of different things. So yeah, pretty much we're going to need those auto craftable. So currently the way our extended crafting core thing is set up, down below here, we have our interface with a pattern, right? And those put the items into this chest. Okay, so this chest, if we look at it with the wrench, contains all the items from that pattern, right? And then out of here, we are extracting on green, and we accept green into the crafting core, and we accept green into only 4 of the surrounding pedestals. Now, the way it works is currently on the main one, on our insert, we have a filter set for the items that we're putting on the pedestal itself, or I guess into the crafting core. Yep, and then we are extracting out of that the resulting item. And then over on these pedestals, we are inserting on a filter just the items that go into the surrounding pedestals. Now, if we're going to set this up for, 20 pedestals or however many we have, that means we're going to need a filter for each and every one of these things. Actually, it is 20, isn't it? Yeah, 5, 10, 20. So yeah, we're going to need a filter for each and every one of those and make sure all the filters are correct. And that is just a lot of work, I think. I think what would be better is if we had this extracting out just the same way that it is. So we are filtering into this, and then this green can go into like another holding chest, right? So we only have one filter. Everything that's not the item that goes into the crafting core goes into another chest. And everything that goes in that chest can just find a home into any one of these pedestals. So it won't only be limited to these 4, and we'll only need one filter. I think that makes more sense, right? You guys following? So I think that's the next thing I'm going to do is kind of swap this out so all of these pedestals can be used. So we can do up to 20 different items on the surrounding pedestals. If we need more, we can add more. If we don't need as many, it doesn't matter. But yeah, the big thing is we need to get the pedestal items into its own chest, and then that chest will disperse them around. So that's the next thing I'm going to work on so we can start doing larger auto crafting. All right, guys, so we have this thing now set up so all the pedestals can accept items. So we are filtering from this chest, all the items that don't go into the main crafting core come over into this chest here. Yep. And then that's the end of that conduit. And then we're extracting out of this chest. So anything that comes into this one is free to go into any of these pedestals under here, and they're all connected up. Okay. So that is the first part of this. So we no longer have to have a filter in every single pedestal. Okay. The next part of this is how are we going to auto craft something that has this many items in it? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, including the item that goes into the crafting core. So 16 items. We only are allowed 9 items in a crafting pattern, so we're gonna have to do something for this. Now, this mod pack has something called a packager, I don't know, what is it called? Packaged auto, that's what it's called. Of course it is. So a packaged auto, what this specific thing is for holding recipes for plate energistics that are more than a 3x3, a 9 item thing. I've never used this mod before. I know that's what this mod is for, so I'm gonna have to explore it to figure out how this all works. But yeah, so there is the packager itself. There's a package recipe encoder. I assume this is like the encoding table. There's the unpackager and the packager extension. So I assume the unpackager is where the items come out, and that would feed into this chest here. But as far as how everything else goes, I am not entirely sure. So I'm going to have to figure it out with you guys. So let's make a packager itself. So in order to do that, we need an ME packaging component, which requires a whole bunch of stuff. So it's auto crafting time. Yeah, that's definitely not something that I want to try and craft by hand. Okay, so packager. We'll do this, okay? And then that requires a ME packing component. So we should have pretty much everything there except for this packing component item. And that is made like so. Okay, so with all of those in there, we should be able to craft a packager, I would imagine. Scroll down to free spots. Okay, so let's see. Can we make a packager? I hit caps lock at some point. And it looks like we can. Okay, so there is a packager. So the packager requires power. And then it's got... Oh, maybe the packager is where all the different items come in that comes into like the big package recipe holder. I don't know. I thought that this thing was supposed to have like a bigger grid. We saw the recipe encoder. This is another thing that we need to look at. So let's make one of these. Recipe encoder. Packager. So the recipe encoder, did I spell that? I-E-E-I. I don't, how, what? Oh, you have to type package recipe. Package. It's not like GEI. That's what was confusing me. All right, so we'll craft one of these. So this guy, what does this look like? Ah, this is what we're looking for. So that is, should be 9 by 9 worth of different items that goes into there. Okay, I'm not sure what all these different slots are. Do we need a blank pattern for each one of those? Is that what the deal is? Oh my goodness, there is so recipe slots. I have no idea what all of this is, guys. Figuring this out with you guys. So unpackager, let's make a recipe for that. All right. Unpackager. And done. Cool. So I assume, like I said, this is what, yeah, this is like receives the recipe package and like undoes all the items. Blocking mode disabled. Yeah, so this is essentially going to be like an interface is what I can imagine this is going to be. Blocking mode enabled, disabled. Okay. And then the other one, we have a packager extension. I'm not sure what that is. So let's try and make one of those. Packager extension. I'm not even sure what the packager extension could do. Yeah, I have no idea what this thing is. Place it here. And okay, I don't know what this does. This looks very similar to this one. Okay, well, I'm probably going to have to go off to the wiki and read up on all of this stuff. It looks very cool, and this is going to allow us to auto-craft with recipes greater than 9 items. So let me go ahead and get some more research in on this thing, and hopefully we can get this hooked up and working. Okay, so I've done a little bit of reading about this mod, and I have started setting up a recipe, but I'm still not 100% sure how this works, and I probably won't be 100% until I actually hook everything up. But anyway, I put in some of these package recipe holders up here, and after I added in the first 9 items, well, actually, after I added in the first item, this recipe package illuminated here. After I added into the 10th item, then the second one lit up here. So you can see here that we have index 0 and index 1. So apparently you can have up to 9 indexes, and I guess that would be all 81 separate items or into different packages or something. I guess, I don't know. But we need to have the main item that goes onto the the crafting core itself. So that's a quantum entangled singularity. Now, we've never made those before. Last episode, we did end up making the singularities, but in order to make a quantum entangled singularity, we need to get ourselves an ender dust, and then we have to have an explosion next to a singularity. So let's make ourselves an ender dust. Ender dust. So that is this one right here. So in order to make that, we need 9 ender pearl powders. Okay, so that's fine. And then ender pearl powder, I don't believe we have crafting anywhere. And that is made with a sag mill, ender pearl into a sag mill. So we will make a recipe for that. So sag mill, this guy, yeah, 9 ender pearl powder from 1 ender pearl. And then this other one just goes into our other auto crafting pattern area here. Okay, so that is going to make an ender dust. Ender dust. Let's make, how about 10 of them? So, oh wait. No, we want to make, yeah, that's what we want to make, the ender dust, right? So 10. Am I confused here? Did it need to make it to something else? No, I guess that's what we wanted to make. I thought that we were getting ender pearl powder from that. Pulverizer, ender dust. Interesting. Yeah, it says an ender pearl in the sag mill should make 9 ender pearl powder, and then we craft that into 1, but that's not what we ended up with. I don't know. It's fine. We'll just go with it. So we have the ender dust, and then we need the singularities. We have over 1,000 of those. Let's just do like 2 of them, and then we need to cause an explosion. Now, explosions, you can use like TNT or whatever, but we do have creeper statues or creeper trophies. When you right click on these, they cause an explosion that does like no damage. I'm not sure if these work. I have not tried it in this pack. But yeah, it causes an explosion, but it doesn't like do any damage. It doesn't hurt the player. Let me make sure my dislocator is deactivated. So if we Q that, and then do this, yep, that works just fine. Perfect. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so we'll do that, and then right click that again. Cool, so now we have 2 sets of the quantum entangled singularities. Now these have NBT tags on them, and I believe they always want to go to the same partner. So like if I try and stack this one here, it doesn't stack. Yeah, I'm not really sure how we're gonna work this, but we'll figure that out later. So anyway, we'll take one of those and add that into this. Okay, so now we have 1 quantum entangled singularity plus all of the other items here, and that should be able to make our pattern. So if I click recipe slot, I don't know, save? I need a way to encode this. How do I encode this? Do I place that there? Oh, okay, so now we, oh. Actually, what's going on? Oh, am I supposed to put the resulting item here? Is that what's going on? Oh, maybe that's what I need to do. Okay, so we need to make one of the angel sight things first, or angle sight? I'm still not sure how you pronounce that. We need to make one of those things first and then say that's what we're going to end up with. And then I guess we can click this button to encode one of these things. Okay, Well, let me go ahead and grab all the different items that we need. Okay, guys. So we have the packager. It's powered and attached to our ME network, right? So this has the recipe for the Ingle site, all right? And we have a duplicate recipe over here in the unpackager. So you need 2 of these, as far as I understand it, for every single recipe. You need a packager that's going to hold one and an unpackager that's going to hold another one. So you always need one of each machine for every single recipe, and you need 2 patterns for every single recipe. Okay, so now that we got that understood, the unpackager is also hooked up to the network, it's also powered, and if we look in the system here, we can see that there is recipes now for these packages, and then there's also a recipe for the Ingle site. So if I come in here and I tell it to craft one, you can see it has all this stuff available, and it's going to craft this one Ingle site. So if I click next and we look in this chest, all of that stuff is here. Now the system is at this point waiting for one of these items to be returned to the system to complete the craft. But since we don't have this hooked up to any auto crafting right now, that's never going to happen. So we'll just cancel that. So the other thing is, in this recipe, it does require us to have the quantum entangled singularity, right? And as we saw, when we blow that up, they become a pair. So the 2 of them will always stack and they won't stack with anybody else, right? So they are entangled. Now this recipe wants us to have that in there, and if we put that as part of the pattern and we tell the system to craft up like more than 2, like 10 of them, it's going to complain that we don't have enough quantum entangled singularities. So we're going to have to figure out something special for this. Like we need quantum entangled singularities always being fed in to like probably a separate crafting core. Yeah, and then that'll just have to be removed from the recipe, I suppose. And then we'll just, you know, craft it without that item, but it'll always be there. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of right now. And then obviously I have another issue here with the soul vials. Something doesn't know. There's got to be some NBT data issue with one of the patterns that I made for one of those crystals. But anyway, like we are able to craft this now, which is pretty awesome. So if we take this and we hook it up, we should get some results, which that's what I want to see. I want to be able to auto craft one of these. So yep, next step is I need to move this unpackager over to touching this chest and give it some applied energistics, and we should be good. So let's give that a go here. We'll leave this here for now, but we're gonna have to find a home for that later as well. So get rid of that, get rid of this, and this chest was just for testing. Okay, so if we move this unpackager right to here, we power it. Does it? Okay, it loses its power. So if we power this, okay, and we put that in there, and then we give it a ME connection, we should be able to see the angel site or Ingle site, whatever that is. Once again, okay, so if I tell it to craft, I've already set the filter, so everything should work. Let's give it a go here. Craft that up. So it should dump everything into that chest, and everything should find a home. And it looks like things are going where we want them, except we have a quantum entangled singularity where it shouldn't be. Okay, well, let's put that right there. Everything else seems to work. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something special, I kind of feel like, for that. And there's the angel site, Ingle site, and that is not being automatically pulled back in. Maybe I forgot to set the thing for that. Let's do that now. We need, pressing all the wrong buttons. We need a wrench here. Or yet a wrench so we can get in here and mess with the extraction. So extract this. Yeah, I didn't set the filter for that. So Ingle site. We should be able to click and drag that right here. And that should, yep, that has completed the craft now. Everything's happy. Awesome. So aside from the fact that we need the quantum entangled singularities, we can remove that from the recipe and I can manually add that to the crafting core. I think we should be pretty well good to go at this point for auto crafting on this, but I feel like this whole crafting setup is going to have to change for this specific item, where it might end up putting this into like its own compact machine. Yeah, there's definitely some things that have to happen here, especially with crafting the quantum entangled singularities, but we were able to craft one of those. Can we craft a second one? If I tell it to craft one more, is it okay with doing that? Looks like it is. So let's go ahead and craft that all up. And if nothing else, today we should be able to get ourselves our wireless booster card. This guy right here, that did require 2 of those, and I think we already had the 1024 made from last episode. So hopefully, with everything crafting up, we should be pretty good to go here. I did have to make the Ender Crystal. We didn't do that recipe together, but that was from the Enderman Soul Vial, so that should be crafting here. Maybe. I did craft one of those manually, so I'm not sure what's taking so long. Villager, Enderman, Shulker. Oh, looks like everything should be good. Yep, and then we have this. That's in the wrong spot again, but that's fine. So we can technically auto-craft it, but it's not perfect. All right, so now that's all done, we should be able to do this, and there's an Infinity Booster card. Ooh, that feels good. I'm not sure if there's a quest reward for doing that. It doesn't look like it. And then we can just stick this guy right here, and now we can use our wireless terminal anywhere we want, any dimension, as far away. That feels pretty good. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.